5:30. All the kids are gone and boom. See ya. It's like, oh my God, were we really in love? Right? And that's what the Lord is asking you. Do you love me? And we say yes. We do love him. But sometimes love is tough. When he's like, taking you one way. Or you gotta be somewhere, you're on the freeway and then it says big old sign. Reroute, detour, right? Exit. You're like, no, I'm one exit away from my job. Then you gotta go, right? And get to work late, right? There's always changes. But he says that if we know him, if we lean into him, if we hang out with him, even when the changes come, he'll ride that storm with you. He'll take you through. Amen? Amen. He'll pull you through to the other side. Amen? Even when it's painful. Because things that don't work out are always painful. It's just like surgery. It is painful. You're not just going to jump up, even though I always do. Your body is not ready for that shock, right? But when you go under that anesthesia, oh man, it feels like heaven. Hopefully you feel like that when you come out. Amen? Well, that's how it is going into this walk with Christ. When we first got saved, you remember, for some of you, it was so long ago like me, and we fell in love with him because somebody told us about him. And he rescued us. How many of you remember being rescued? Amen. That's how we got saved, right? We got rescued. We were not in a good place, and he came and he rescued us. Amen? Right. And then somebody said that it was going to be wonderful. They didn't tell you that? It was going to be wonderful. We were young when we got saved. We got saved at a time where it was radical, where people were preaching on the corners, they were at the beach baptizing people. Yep. And it was crazy when we got saved, right? And it was like free love and get to know Jesus, and then they touch about giving, and that was a little painful, and then things began to change because now we had to grow up. That's right. Amen. And that's where we're at now. And your faith is on trial. And do you really have faith? And is it where you thought it was? And now it's being stretched. And now you're feeling like, oh my God, give me insight to why you're taking me through this, right? At least if I know why I'm going through it, then I will go through it. Anybody want to know why you're going through it? Amen? Well, that's why what I'm saying is draw close to him. Get to know him. Have a relationship with him. Talk to him. Be with him. That way when things get rough, at least he can say, hey, this is why. And this is the outcome. And this is what's going to take place. Amen? And this is how you're going to overcome. And everything that Satan meant for evil, but I meant it for good. Amen? Come on, Satan meant it for evil, but I meant it for good. Amen? For those of you that have had a baby, you all remember the labor. Right? So painful. My God. To the point where some of you wanted just to stop the labor. But that's crazy. You gotta have that baby. It hasn't even arrived yet. It's still making its way down. Amen? But how did you feel when you held that baby? Right? Immediately when you held that baby and it looked at you It was the cutest thing you ever saw. Right? Other people might not thought it was cute. I remember one of my daughters was born bald and dark. And I remember when I seen her, I was like, and the doctor said, it's okay. You know, her blood just rushing, and, you know, I remember bringing her home to the church. And the church people were like, oh, she's cute. Or, she has dimples. And then I remember my mother went and bought her a hat with braids on it. She's like, here, put this on her. And they were blonde braids. God help us. I'll never forget. And that daughter today is beautiful. My tallest daughter, dark skin. We all lay out in the summer. She don't have to. She's got curly hair, natural. She don't have to wear makeup. She's tall. She's thin. She's just runway model. And then I laugh and go, that's her. This is her today. Amen. Well, think about it. It's like we're so moved by what we see. We're so moved by what we feel. We're so moved by what he said. Right? Didn't he tell you that marriage is a covenant and it will last forever? And then you get divorced. And it's like, what happened? Right? And it's amazing because it's not the world that attacks us, it's the church. The world, you tell them you got divorced, they're like, you'll get married again. The church is like, what? Huh? They go into prayer. It's too late. You should have prayed before. Right? It's crazy what we endure. And yet our faith is on trial again. And we're like, oh, let me pass this test. Let me overcome. Why? Because with every trial and every tribulation, there's a squeezing that comes. But the glory that comes forth will be greater. And you will move in a realm that is far greater than the realm that you're moving in. For those of you that were here last Sunday, we had our graduation ceremony. And there was a person that came and he had a dislocated back and his disc was not where it belonged in his back. And I could see it and I could, by my hand, move it and adjust it where it needed to be and put it in place. That's right. And I was literally telling him, can you feel it move? And can you feel it come up your back? And let's go ahead and position it. Okay, let's place it and drop it. That's right. And I said, wow, when I drove home, I was like, come on. That was pretty awesome. That's right. You know, afterthought. I could see all his back. I could see the disc that was not where it belonged. Think about it. Come on. Oh my God. That is so worth anything. Right. That money cannot buy that. No, I have degrees. I'm a doctor. Come on. Nothing can do that for me except. That's right. Amen. That's what he said here. Right. Come on, look at this. It's so powerful where we're at. Go with me to Proverbs 29. This God that we serve is not dead, he's alive.